Hey y'all, it is May the 9th, 2020, and I'm straight chilling here this evening. I think I'll lay low and not do too very much, but, maybe clean up here and there. In the meantime, wanted to holler at y'all, alright, while I'm straight chilling. There's a couple of things that come to my mind. First and least important is this Fauci guy, and he's got a modified quarantine. Like I have any clue what that is or care what that is, or why would I even care what that is? Alright, he's got some sort of modified quarantine. I didn't know he had an original quarantine. Like he has a quarantine? I don't get it. But what's more important is this right here. Now you might not be aware of this, but a lot of people are. Alright, this new generation, they know all about it. For better for worse, Tekashi69 relocated after a house arrest. Address leaks online. Now, here's the thing. I'm not vouching for any, and I've said this 1,000 times, but I'll say it again. I'm not vouching for anything that Tekashi69 is doing. Okay? Not at all. And, I realize, all this was taking place, and he's a snitch or whatever, okay, and people got mad at him for that, but, I'm not even a fan of the music. Or the music's alright, it's pretty decent, but I don't exactly play Tekashi69 music. That's not my favorite. What I gotta point out, what a lot of people are missing right here, because a lot of people, for example, off the bat, they'll be like, "Oh, this guy, oh, I don't like this guy. He's bad for society, and this and that." And it's like, really, they're honestly missing. I know it's like the instinctually, you want to do that, like, "Oh, this guy, he's such a bad influence. He's bad for our children," and you get all upset. But that is, as tempting as that is, and as instinctual as that is, very primal. And knowing all that, I still want to go above and beyond that. The lesson is actually a lot deeper when it comes to Tekashi 69. So the reason why I like Tekashi 69, it's not for his music ability necessarily. It's not for because he's a good person. That's not what I'm saying. He's pointing out stuff that's very, very interesting. Like, for example, you might know he went viral just recently. You can catch him on Instagram. And he had a live stream on Instagram. And there's like 2 million people streaming it. Alright, he puts up numbers. And that's the problem. You can listen to this whole rant and think, oh, it's arrogant. And you go on Instagram. Trust me, it's entertaining. But you might think, oh, this is arrogant. This guy, he's acting all bad and stuff. Maybe he is. Right? But at the same time, the numbers, just like he said, do not lie. You're over here thinking, oh, the number and whatever. Well, I don't like him. I don't like his face. Got tattoos on it. And they're totally missing the point. The point is the numbers, right? The point is the sweeping. You might say, well, that's, a sign of the times. Of course, they want this guy. The kids love him. He's a degenerate. And that's just bad. And I don't want to think about it very much, but I think you should think about it, all right? And the reason why is this. It actually gets a little bit deeper. Okay, when it comes to Tekashi 69, what he's pointing out is something that I think is very interesting. And I like him because I don't have a reason to not like him. He might say, oh, he's a pedophile and blah, blah, blah. He's messing around with this little girl. That's a very nuanced story, number one. Number two, he went to court. And I got to stress, he went to court and everything over it. And that's already a done deal. Technically speaking, he was also very young. I don't want to get into it. I'm just saying it's par for the course in that sort of society. Not that I agree with it. All right, but that's not even the point, because we're not talking about that. When people talk about Tekashi 69, most of the time they talk about that he's a snitch and he's a rat and he ratted everybody out, blah, blah, blah. There's a street code and he didn't follow it. And I want to point out this, the lesson is much deeper, because of course, as most people out here with any kind of sense, and they know this street code, the G code, and this and that, they think of that and they think it's stupid. All right, and I want to dwell upon that. They think it's stupid, and really, when you take a look at it and take a step back, and you look at it, yes, it is stupid. It's very stupid. All right, it's very destructive. I mean, you can look at the G code and the street code, and you gotta have honor and stuff, and you can look at that and think, oh, okay, that's good. And in a sense, it is good. If people kept the G code, if people kept the street code that they talk about so much, that don't snitch and this and that, and snitches get stitches and blah, blah, blah. Okay, if they actually live by that, a lot of y'all would be up out of jail. All right, let's just be objective about it. People don't live that way. They pretend to live that way. Some of them might really hold it down, but most of them don't. Most of them don't. All right, most of them don't. That's just numbers, and you can't get around it. Most of them do not keep up with the G code and stuff. Meanwhile, they'll fold just like a cheap suit, man. Like, it doesn't matter. And so, what Tekashi69 pointed out, amongst other things, that it's a joke, and it really is a joke. You gotta be stupid as hell, and you might spend a life in prison over it, thinking that there's some sort of G code and this and that. And you're trying to uphold some sort of honor, and it's like just ridiculous. Most people out here who ain't living by the G code and stuff like that realize they are ridiculous, and either way, it's all destructive, anyways. And so that's what Tekashi points out. Not only that, moreover, than that, there's not any reasons for you to dislike Tekashi. Universally speaking, he says the truth. Even if you don't like it, and I'm not saying he's my role model, I'm saying sometimes the truth comes out of his mouth. For example, you don't like Tekashi69. It's not because of the pedophile stuff or whatever, because you would look into it and realize that that's the least of his worries, anyways. And then, okay, but you know what it really is? Oh, he's got rainbow hair. And it really is that. He's got rainbow hair. This rainbow hair kid, I don't like him. I don't like his raps. He's got ugly raps. I don't like it. I don't like this. I don't like what he did. He's a rat and a snitch, and he doesn't live by the G code. I don't like it. Well, it's kind of interesting, whatever you don't like or whatever people don't like. When you could tell he's super viral, all right, and no matter what he puts up numbers, this jewelry that he got on and all this money that he's got, that's all real. You might think it's a hoax. No, he's got a lot of money. All right, could he lose it all? Could he lose his life any day? Yeah, a lot of us could. Most of us could, but at the same time, it's like, why don't you like him? It's because of the tattoos on his face. It's because he's carrying on doing. Here's the thing: the more attention, and like I pointed out a long time ago, the more attention that he gets, the more money that he gets. Attention really, really translates into money when you consider advertising and stuff like that. That's why his jewelry is real. That's why he's got all sort of money. All right, because the attention is unstoppable. If you really, really, really wanted to take down Tekashi69, you would not bring him up or even think about it. You would just not think about it. And you would instantaneously defeat Tekashi69 if you wanted to. But you can't. And they're not going to. Meanwhile, I think God has his hand on Tekashi69. It's not to call him righteous or anything, but God has his hand on Tekashi69, and I think we're going to see this play out in biblical proportions. And all right, I just wanted to put that out there. And that's why I like Tekashi69, all right? I don't give a dang if you don't like it, but I appreciate you, and I'll holler at you a little bit later. It's May the 9th, 2020.